We will now move on to the next round, which is Vernacular Education. As Chong Zimin started the last round, this time, Shen Yon will start with a 3-minute Vernacular Education fact presentation. Shen Yon.
It is the greatest lies and deception of all time. If DAP, PKR and Pakatan Rakyat were to accuse Barisan Nasional of not contributing anything towards our vernacular education. Number one, we are the only double system education system in the entire world. If you can name me other than Malaysia, which country in the entire world will have 2 education systems? It's only Malaysia. That's number one. Number two, after more than 55 years, Malaysia under Barisan Nasional, we have built more than 61 Chinese independent schools, okay, including another about 46 Tamil schools in Malaysia. That's number two. Number three, after March 2008, Pakatan Rakyat had taken over Penang, Kedah, Kelantan, and what we call that, Selangor. Did they build even a single Tamil or Chinese school? No. Then they will say that is under federal power. Never mind. Alright? But then, let us be fair. We talk about something which is between the state power. Alright? Did Pakatan Rakyat in any of the 4 states did give any lands to the Chinese and Tamil school to build? BN under Johor after March 2 have allocated 6 land to build Chinese school. Alright? And Pakatan Rakyat gave 0 in Selangor, 0 in Kedah, 0 in Penang, and 0 in Kelantan. Alright? And there are 98, 28 and 54 Tamil schools in Selangor, Penang and Kedah. My Indian friends, please listen. There is not even a single land grant given to Tamil school by these 4 states. If there are, I challenge you to tell me which have given to the Indian community. Indian Tamil school. This is nothing to do with federal power. Your state can give what you don't want to give. Your state can build what you don't want to build. And now we are in Selangor under Barisan Nasional One Malaysia Najib Prime Minister. They do not want to give us the land to build Chinese school until our Prime Minister and Barisan Nasional need to use our SK reserve land to build for Chinese school. And yet they said that Barisan Nasional UMNO is anti-Chinese. Siapa yang anti siapa sekarang? Who anti who? And we talk about the manifesto. Alright, in PN not even manifesto. Under Najib for the last 3 years, 100 million a year have been given to Chinese school, 100 million to Tamil school. But in their manifesto, if 220 million divided by 4 schools, they only give 55 million, half than Najib. So you want to vote them into power for 55 million, or you want Najib already give us 100 million for Chinese school, 100 million for Tamil school? So who is a true betrayer and fighter for vernacular education? Up to you, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever I say is facts. Anything that is wrong, I challenge him to prove me wrong.
We will now proceed to a 1-minute questioning by Shen Yon to Chong Zimin.
Pakatan Rakyat urged people to give them 5 years for a try. But let us just assume Anwar, as he said, is a choice of Pakatan Rakyat Prime Minister, and Najib is our PN choice. When Najib was an education minister, he had abolished an Education Act of 21.2, where the Act empowered any education to shut down any vernacular school that they like. My question is, do we still need to test for another 5 years? When Anwar was the education minister, he did not abolish this act. But when Anwar was education minister, he abolished this act to protect the rights of the Tamil and also the Chinese school in Malaysia.
I would now like to invite Chong Zemin to submit his 3-minute vernacular education answer and rebuttal. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Shen. I didn't want to touch on this topic so early, but Mr. Shen raised this topic. There's a letter from Dong Zhong showing that MCA actually traded this, that a minister cannot close down any vernacular school by an historical understanding that MCA will not recognize UEC and build any independent school. So this is the secret trade between MCA and the education minister. And Mr. Shen says that Selangor did not allocate any land to Chinese school. This is a lie, outright lie. Teresa Kok already said that we have issued land to a Puchong Chinese school, but in the end, Wee Ka Siong says that we cannot build schools because of technical reasons. And I also need to commend Mr. Shen for being honest, that to build schools is under federal power. So if you cannot build enough schools, why do you want to blame the opposition? Nowhere in this world that a ruling party will blame the opposition for not building enough schools. You hold the public funds. You have the money. You want to build schools, you build it. But I tell you, inshallah, on the 5th of May, we win federal power, we build Chinese school. In USA, Barack Obama never questioned the Republicans, do you build schools? In UK, David Cameron never asked Labour Party, how many schools you build? But here in Malaysia, MCA keep asking DAP, how many schools do you build? This is not our job. Mr. Shen said in Pakala Manifesto, there is no mention anything about Chinese school. And this is also another outright lie. I really need to send the Buku Jingga Manifesto to him later. Pakatan Raya say that we will treat all schools and allocate funds to all schools according to need, according to financial need. Not like BN, when election come, only they allocate fund. This is also allocation of need, but not financial need. Based on their election need. They want work, they build schools. Mr. Shen says that we keep questioning that the federal power did not do anything to Chinese school. We never say that. We say that let us have a fair treatment to all schools. Okay, all are Malaysians. Let's be fair to all. Let us look at the statistic. Under the 9 Malaysia plan, national students 75%, Chinese school students 21%, Tamil school students 3.2%. But what is the allocation? 95% of allocation goes to national schools. 3.6% goes to Chinese school. Only 1.3% goes to Tamil school. Stop talking about 100 million, 200 million. It is still 3.6 and 2.6%.
We would now like to invite Chong Zemin to proceed to the 3-minute vernacular education facts presentation.
Former Prime Minister Tun Mahathir Mohamad once said, any decision made in the cabinet, you must get approval from all cabinet ministers. That means the cabinet minister will have a veto power on any policy making. So today's policy of not building any Chinese school and not recognizing UEC, MCA minister cannot run away. You have 4 ministers in the cabinet. Let us look at the number of Chinese schools. Okay, vernacular education. In 1970.
Excuse me. We are here to listen to the candidates. Can we keep the interjections to a minimum? Can we keep approval to, clapping or boos? But let's not interrupt the candidates as they speak. I will be giving him an additional 10 seconds due to the interruption. Please do not interrupt. Chong, you may proceed.
MCA keeps saying that we build enough Chinese schools. Let us look at the numbers again. 1970, there are 1,346 Chinese schools. Come 1998, number of Chinese schools reduces to 1,283. But at the same time, Chinese population increases. What is the whole idea behind this? Up to 212, very good. They built another 11 Chinese schools. Numbers up to 1,294. Another issue, lack of Chinese school teachers. Problem started in 1960. In 1991, when Fong Chan-ong came as an education minister, he said, I will solve this issue in 4 years. And then 2001, Hon Chung Kim Kan, in 3 years I can solve this issue. And then after that, in 2005, 2 years ago already solved. But then suddenly, V. Ka Seong come in 2010. Within 2 years I can solve. So until now, did you solve the problem of Chinese education teacher? And my opponent keep talking that Dongzhong is racist. Dongzhong is not a racist organization. It is an NGO that propagates rights to learn vernacular language. It's an organization. We fight for the right to learn Chinese Tamil in this country. The fact that you try to say that Dongzhong is trying to stop Malay teachers, Indian teachers, non-Chinese teachers to be Chinese school. This is a big lie. Dongzhong did not stop any non-Chinese teachers from teaching in a Chinese primary school. This is not a racist issue, but intended to be turned into a racist issue. This is a language issue because Dongzhong only said, we do not want any non-Chinese speaking teachers to teach in Chinese primary school. If you cannot speak Chinese, this is a language issue. If you cannot speak Chinese, how can you teach in a Chinese school? And we have no problem for Malay teacher who teach Malay in the Chinese primary school. My primary school teacher, Malay teacher, is from Malay.
Okay. Chong Zemin, please proceed with the questioning to Shen Yi-on. 1 minute.
Question is very simple. MCA keep telling the Chinese that we will fight for your right to build more schools. Question is, who is he fighting for? Is he fighting against UMNO or against government? Who is he fighting against to build more schools? MCA is in the government. They should have the power to decide on the policy. Who are you fighting against?
Alright, although my English is not as good as him, but he failed to understand one thing. When you use the word fighting, it doesn't mean you have to fight against. It can be fight for the Indians and Chinese in Malaysia. You can fight for the Chinese school. I don't think so, that is a question. And he failed to answer to my question. Why, when Najib was an education minister, he can abolish the 22.12 Education Act, and when Anwar was education minister, Anwar cannot do that? Is this the choice of the prime minister? Don't tell people what you can do when you're no longer in power. Tell people what you can do when you are still in power. Number two, he's talking about BN giving lacking fund to chairman and Chinese school. Let me tell you, just 1 week back in Kedah, alright, Kedah state government gave 229,000 to 58 Tamil school, my Indian friends behind, and the check bounced. The check bounced. They give money that cannot be cashed out. That's number one. And number two, if you take 229,000 divided by 58 schools, each school only receive 4,000. Compared to BN previous government, 10,000 a month. Compared to your 4,000, that's how much difference. And number two, do you know that each state allocation from Kedah you want to give to Chinese school, I can swear this is real. You can go and check news, go and Google, go and ask around the Chinese admin. Alright, you have to, the state government will ask 30% from the school administration. If this is not corruption, if this is not insult to the Chinese education and also what we call it vernacular education, this is the choice of Pakatan Rakyat. Number three, Today, I think somebody get out of topic. It's not about Dongzong versus SYA. It's BN versus Pakatan Rakyat, which is the better choice. Then he talk about 1991, Fong Chong An talk about lacking of Chinese school teacher. 1991, Anwar was still the Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia. And then he said just now he failed to answer to me. He only talk about in Selangor, Trace, I want to give one land. Hello, what about Kedah, what about Kelantan, what about Penang? Johor, BN, we give 6 land. You got one, we also build one in the SK Reserve land. So who is better now? If you know how to calculate now, you will know who is better. And then he accused me of saying manifesto nothing for the Chinese school. No, I was saying under Najib, we don't even need a promise manifesto. We already give 100 million each year to Chinese and Tamil school. He failed to answer why in their budget only 55 million. Is this how much they respect our vernacular education? That's why I said they are hypocrite. They can say under BN Chinese, they come out of the statistics, Indian and Tamil school not enough. Hey, hello, 100 million minus 55 million, the math is you are still lacking by 45 million compared to BN, and that is why BN is a better choice. And he failed to answer me why out of all the Tamil schools land in Kedah, Kelantan, and also what we call that Selangor, alright? And Penang, they failed to give even a single land title which is under their power. So, BN and Pakatan Rakyat, which is the better choice in the vernacular education? Up to you, ladies and gentlemen.